Hello, hello, beautiful person watching this. I'm so happy that you're here. Welcome back to another Slay the Spire Ascension 20 Watcher run. Lately, as I play the game for improvement and for fun, I've been recording my runs, and when I upload them with some commentary and some general discussion about this beautiful game that we play. So here we have our first, I would say, normal Watcher run. I did recently upload a Divinity run, which was very fun and cool, but here we're going to have just a standard Calm and Wrath sort of deck. So I did a boss swap there because other choices were unusually bad. Looking for card removes and stuff like that, or a good reward that doesn't put a curse into your deck. And didn't have any of it, so we boss swap into a Violet Lotus, causing us to gain 3 energy when leaving Calm instead of only 2, which is extremely powerful. And this is generally the way I like to play. I like to lean into the whole small deck thing, try to go infinite, and not add any cards I don't feel like I really need. And that's a very fine line you're walking, tightrope as it were. Have to add enough cards to not die while adding as few as possible to have a very small deck. And definitely not something that I've mastered yet, but looking to improve over time, of course. So the Violet Lotus start is actually extremely good. And so you're looking for the really premium attack commons, Flurry, Empty Fist, stuff like that. And that way you can avoid taking the mediocre ones, because Wrath gives you so much damage, you only need a few attack cards to solve your damage. And in fact, if you just add 1 card of Reality to your deck, if you find that on floor 1, you pretty much don't need to add any more damage, because it does so much damage. And then you just remove all your defends, because defends are bad, because you are doubling your damage. Taken and done. And so defends, you could argue, if you have to be stuck in Wrath, are worse than normal, and strikes are twice as good as normal. And also Empty Fist upgrades to deal 14 damage, which is a large part of what makes it so good. So here I know I'm going into a Super Elite and I find an Explosive Pot. I take that over Fairy in a Bottle. I think I have Entropic Brew, which gives me 2 potions, so don't need to hang on to it for so long. And Eruption is getting upgraded here. I consider doing Empty Fist instead because I have so much energy from the Violet Lotus, but still decided it was better. And so we're Super Elite Sentries, kind of worst case scenario for the Watcher. But, for example, Gremlin Knob with Strength or Lagavulin with Strength are basically just the base fights. So Sentries is like definitely the lowest roll here. And we have good cards in there, an Inner Piece to draw them. Ouch. Sorry, headphone users. We have to do a lot of damage. So getting another Explosive Pot from Entropic Brew is very lucky. Very happy to see that. But also unlucky that I even got that fight. 1 in 3 chance. And take a Fear No Evil, puts me in Calm, which is unusually good since I have Violet Lotus. And it would be good enough anyway. And we're looking for another way into Wrath now for sure. And then we'll be set, basically. Upgrade the Empty Fist because it does 14 damage, which means it does 28 damage if I'm in Wrath. That's crazy. And found an Eternal Feather, some nice sustain. Let's watch her get away with more shenanigans, basically. And drawing Eruption on turn 1 there, pretty nice. Didn't draw Empty Fist, very sad. Still didn't draw Empty Fist, very sad. But Talk to the Hand upgrade, it happens to do 5, so I can get away with only losing 3 here. And then Captain's Wheel, absolutely not cooking here. Captain's Wheel is like uniquely worse on the Watcher, I think, because the fights almost never last that long, meaningfully anyway. And I'm stance switching so much, I was just hyping up the small deck thing, but Flurry is so strong. I may need help against the boss here. Still. Guardian's unusually difficult for Watcher. Slime Boss is unusually easy for Watcher. You just can't really chill in Wrath against Guardian. Doesn't work like that. So we weave in the talk to the hand. Of course, if you do 8 or less damage with an attack to Lagavulin, it will not wake him up, so you can apply anything like that. Charge Nunchaku, etc., etc. And I know I have Captain's Wheel coming on turn 3, so I wake him up. Should have played Flurry first, that was a mistake. Playing too fast. That's a lot of damage. And then didn't draw Eruption here, unfortunately, but it'll only take 8. We're looking pretty strong. And found a Shuriken, which very happy we took the Flurry now. That's insane. It's perhaps not as good as it seems, because if you're infinite, gaining strength doesn't actually matter. But if you are not infinite yet and you find a Tantrum and you're doing just the good deck thing, then boy is it insane. Definitely the best character to find the Shuriken on if you have Flurry stuff going on. And Tantrum. 4 hits. You can go Inner Peace, Strike, Strike. Gain a Shuriken charge. And Talk to the Hand's going to help a lot against the Guardian. We can still do our Wrath turns while it's in defensive stance, only taking 1 damage for each attack played. Let him talk. Now we have Captain's Wheel, which is nice, but don't want to go into Wrath there. Could be bad news. And I will reshuffle here if I play this Inner Piece. I may decide it's worth it. Like Fend, then Flurry, then Empty Fist. Then Vigilance again. Probably keep going, yep. Why not? So yeah, trade some health just to make sure we actually kill it on time. Eventually it'll just whittle us away. So we're removing all our defense. And yeah, you just have to be strong enough in the other fights that you walk in a Guardian with a good amount of health. If you have to rest, you can go ahead and do that, no big deal. And then just basically attack the Guardian so much. Talk to the Hand makes it much, much easier. You usually have to find some block solution for Guardian. Deceive Reality is very good. And like one other way into Calm and you're good. And there's Runic Pyramid. Very, very nice. Retain is so powerful. Retaining all of your cards is insane. And perhaps the most useful thing about it is when you're doing the infinite thing, you can draw your whole deck. Usually you can only start with 5 cards per turn, but you can simply hold on to them, and then as long as you have 10 or less cards remaining in your deck at a time in a fight, you can simply have Rush Out in play Calm entry, Wrath entry, Calm entry, Wrath entry repeatedly, and go infinite that way. And in fact, with Violet Lotus, the base deck goes infinite, which is pretty crazy. Just Vigilance, Eruption Plus, gains you 3 energy each time, and you are infinite. That is absolutely insane. And so, even if we didn't have this Fear No Evil or this Inner Piece, we would still already be infinite if we find a Rush Down. Killing the birds here. Flurry's good against the birds. Shuriken gets that one done. Flurry is an excellent card to have. You have to know when you really need it, I suppose. But even if you don't need it, if you're just learning the Watcher, Flurry is an insane card if you're leaning into the whole stance swapping thing. And there's a Rush Down, we win. Very cool. And it was a question mark shop too. Very cool. So definitely removing here. Card removing on Watcher is so powerful. Oh, and so I know I'm coming to another shop, so I wait just in case, because if there's something really, really enticing at the next shop, I would have no gold, but I could card remove there, and then I would never have enough gold to remove again if I removed at that last shop. So then I wait. I then wait for the next one. I think this makes sense. Only take one, not bad. Talk to the Hand doesn't do anything in this fight, sadly. Too much artifact. Whack. And there's a Meditate. I decide I don't need it, and I also have Runic Pyramid now, so really, really don't need it. I think even if I didn't have Pyramid, I would not have taken that Meditate, though. Meditate's very strong. It's just... this is not the place for it, I think. It's a real card. Doesn't exhaust. Gets in the way of the infinite. Don't need it. So right now I'm counting my real cards, as we call them. We can have this conversation now. So a real card is any card that does not exhaust or otherwise leave play, or leave your deck during play. So powers are not real cards. You can play them and then they're gone. Exhaust cards are not real cards, etc. And if you have 10 or less real cards remaining in your draw pile, as I said earlier, then you may go infinite. So the goal is to simply have 10 or less real cards in your deck, especially with Pyramid. It becomes super easy. And we're almost infinite now, if not outright infinite. If you also have 2 ways into Wrath and 2 ways into Calm, then you can kind of alternate them that way if you're 1 or 2 cards over, I suppose. Unclear if it's like truly infinite or just pseudo-infinite at that point. To me, anyway. And so I see there's 3 elites late in the act here. I'll take them. Feeling pretty strong. And I go into Calm or Wrath first because don't want to get stuck in Wrath. So of course you would love to do the order of going to Calm first, you gain the energy, but too risky there. This fight went pretty well. That's a lot of damage. 36. And found a Lizard Tail and a Tantrum. So Tantrum with Shuriken is completely insane, gaining triple or quadruple of your strength. And it's doubling that because you're in Wrath also. And it's another way into Wrath, which I desperately need, and it comes with Talk to the Hand. So one of the better Tantrums you'll probably ever see in your entire life. Get my Shuriken charge there. Could have considered using Draw Pot and not taking this damage. Possibly a mistake. I still have Empty Fist. Totally fine to go into Wrath here after playing Inner Peace. Trying to rush down. Definitely doing this order wrong. Should have played Strike before leaving Wrath. And now we have 2 rush downs, so we're drawing 4 cards every time. Boy, is it insane. We are absolutely cooking. Definitely, this is the kind of run that makes Watcher look so broken. That's for sure. When people say Watcher is OP, this is what they're talking about. Tantrum kills exactly. And no need for any of these cards. Card Reality, an excellent card. You find that floor 3 or earlier, you were always clicking on that, but it is simply too late in the run now. Very sad. And consider keeping Flurry in your hand if you have, you know, let's say 0 Shuriken charge, or you have to get 3 attacks in a turn to get a Shuriken proc. So if you have 0 out of 3 at the moment and you have a Flurry in your hand, you may consider keeping it just to weave it in the next turn. If you have Runic Pyramid, you gotta always consider that if you have a 0 cost card in your hand, you can play it whenever you want. No need to use it immediately if it's not going to be at its greatest effect. And this turn looks a bit awkward. Definitely the spookiest fight we've had so far. Turn looks pretty good. Should have played Rushdown first. Not sure why I didn't. I know how that works. And stay in Wrath. We do get attacked. I believe I Energy Pot here for no reason. Could have just played normally. I have 2 copies of Rushdown in play and Violet Lotus. So I'm pretty sure I would have very easily killed here if I just went into a Calm here and then played cards. But I instead opt to do Math and then Energy Pot and use all my attacks here and kill it that way. Probably unnecessary. I do believe Vigilance Tantrum was the line there. Or Vigilance Eruption even. The downside of doing Tantrum there is that you would always immediately draw a Tantrum again, and you may want to find a Calm card first. It makes you less likely to find a Calm card. And we can upgrade the Tantrum now. Getting an extra attack means scaling more off Shuriken. Get a Shuriken proc. Draw Rushdown, Vigilance Inner Peace, and I can actually Fear No Evil, then Inner Peace, which is good. Probably the reason I didn't play it on turn 1. It's like, was I thinking about that? I don't even know. It's good if I was, though. Okay, that kills anyway, so I can play that first. And then I don't want to play Vigilance after Eruption, or before Eruption, because I might get stuck in Wrath. That would be bad. And find the Talk to the Hand, get out of Wrath, and we take no damage, and it's trying to make more minions. That's hilarious. Probably I just had lethal out right there with Tantrum. If I didn't go into... But this is what I'm talking about. I think I'm infinite already. Even with too many cards. Pretty good. And then Astrolabe is here. Getting rid of 3 strikes seems very good. The energy is not important. I already have Violet Lotus. Even if I didn't already have Violet Lotus, I would still have enough energy. Watcher makes a lot of energy, turns out. And we find 3 attacks, so unfortunately adding 3 more real cards to the deck. Was hoping for some powers and or exhaust cards. But alas, we have 3 more attacks. They are better than strikes though. Solid cards, of course. So won't complain too much. But I think on average you're bound to get like 1 non-real card. So a little bit below the curve probably. But this run is insane. Not complaining. I play that Flurry because it's 1 away from a Shuriken. Use my Dex Pot. Dex Pot's a little whatever on the Watcher, and getting some health out of it here is very nice. Could have played Flurry first. Again. Little itty bitty things. It's like inconsequential, but with no reason not to play Flurry, of course. Has Shuriken, so it's even better to play it than normal. Just have so much damage. Look at how much damage I still had left over. It's crazy. 3 more cards I don't want. It's gonna be very, very hard to convince me to put a card in my deck right now. My deck is too strong. Yeah, I know there's a way to play Watcher. Some people find this boring, doing the infinite thing. And it's not just because it's infinite. It's just that every deck feels very samey or whatever. I actually love it, personally. I like the way it plays. I think it's fun, and I think it's cool, and I like being strong. Doesn't matter to me if it's OP or whatever. It just feels fun to be powerful. And swapping stances constantly, drawing a million cards, doing a lot of damage. Feels very, very cool. Doesn't matter how many times I play it. And so probably most of my Watcher runs will look something like this, except perhaps not as insane of a deck. And gonna take some damage in this fight. I saved this flurry because I only have 1 shuriken. Yeah, this is probably the scariest fight so far. These guys hit you hard on turn 1 and have quite a bit of health. They're no match for the Watcher, though. Yeah, I'm just missing flurries. The reality is I was just too lazy to play them. No need to play them. And there's a 4 elite path. Yep, take that. More food for the Watcher. Should probably save this tantrum, to be honest. If I don't. I'm considering it. Nope. Cash it in. Fair enough. Still draw it anyway. Never punished. Oh, I messed up there, surely. I meant to Fear No Evil first. No shot. I didn't mean to Fear No Evil first there. And Nemesis is dead. Gremlin Horn's pretty good. If we get a Reptomancer, Gremlin Horn's gonna be very good. Gotta consider that, like, Gremlin Horn against any of those minion summoning fights are so strong, actually. It's very, very well positioned in those fights. Purity is here. Makes me go infinite way easier. So just like that, I think we are, like, really, really infinite now. Fear No Evil, Empty Fist. It's all because I can't talk to the hand and then play the attacks because I'll run out of energy. So would have played Talk to the Hand last and then had no attacks left to play. And now we can just exhaust our non-real or our real cards, as I said. And then we have 4 draw cards every time we play. Commentary Wrath entry, and we're off. So I do click a lot here, but most of this waiting is waiting for the energy game animation and the shuffle animation and the draw animation. I think I'm pretty quick with it still, and then I do end up doing it at the end against the heart, of course. I believe. Card moves here. Could remove anything. Defend's fine. Consider halt, because I need a block solution. But actually I don't, because I have vigilance. So never mind. Normally you need a block solution if you can only gain 2 energy each time you leave or calm, but I have Violet Lotus, so I can just vigilance tantrum over and over. Everything is just so good here. The only way we could die is turn 2 of the heart, and I have a lizard tail. Even that can't stop me. I could just kill right here. Even with, oh, no, I can't. I have too many burns. Right. That's block 4 enough. And then we go on our next turn here. So much damage. So much damage. The amount of damage Watcher does really is insane, I will say. Definitely the fact that you can do that much damage while also just playing one copy of Mental Fortress and then gaining like 100 block each turn alongside with it is pretty wild. The good Watcher cards are really, really good. There's a lot of stinkers though still. And a lot of the rares are bad, unusually. It's like Scroll Vault Lesson Learned in most runs are all you want. There are times for others as well, but those are the ones you're looking for mostly. So here I know I'm drawing a card from Gremlin Horn and Scry, or Cut Through Fate, so then I can draw both these cards. Very nice. Keep these around. And surely a Reptomancer is dead here. I bet money on it. Don't even play Flurry first for some reason. Huge. Want to exhaust it? Yeah. Oh, I'm just infinite. Huge. So here we go. And Fear No Evil makes it so much faster also. Playing the attack while in Wrath. So, not going to skip any of the infinites here. They're going to fly by. And I found Calipers, so now we have infinite block also. Calipers is very nice. Also a block solution to turn 2 of the heart. If you just gain infinite block on turn 1 and then pass, you can't die on turn 2. Very cool. I drew the Tantrum right away again, very cool. So we're probably already infinite here. Don't have the Purity yet, but could. Not sure what I'm thinking about though. I should be playing fast, fast, fast. Doesn't matter what I keep there. Just keep the prettier card. The Tantrum Beta art is so funny. I love it. Don't need any of those cards. Don't need that potion. Take the key. And we are against Mr. Eater. Never liked you. Just play cards, sure. Bypass now, yep. Taking casual 72. Don't want to do. Just found Tantrum. You always empty fist out and choosing to not play Flurry here, of course, because it adds a card to our 12 card counter that will end our turn. And we don't want to do that. Could play Tantrum first, then empty fist. Fights can be tricky at times. Don't let anyone make you feel bad that you can't win as Watcher. Just because it's strong doesn't mean it's easy. Slay the Spire is a hard game. Doesn't matter what character you're playing. Sure, Flurry, sure. And Interruption goes as well. And then Talk to the Hand is going to gain me so much block here. Wait, it's just dead? It's just dead. You know, watcher moment. How does this deck kill Time Eater? Such a funny question. Okay, so I have to think again. I consider playing Inner Peace before Tantrum, then realize I might not be able to get out. So I scry, and I find Fear No Evil on top. So then I can do the thing, and it's fine, I'm not gonna die. And then I ask, can I do it again? And Rushdown is still in there, sadly, so I have like a... I would have to go Fear No Evil Eruption, because Tantrum coming back to my draw pile would be bad. Could draw it, and like just the curse, and then take 48. That'd be bad. I'm actually exactly dead here if I just pass. It's like, even though this deck is so strong, I am taking damage still. It's not like I'm immortal or anything. Have to do the setup part still, which is why the small deck thing is so strong. If my deck was even smaller than this, I could just draw my deck on like turn 1 and already go infinite. But sometimes the fights last 2 turns, and that's when you have a problem. We are infinite again. Doing so much damage. And yeah, I can play whatever cards I want in between also. Because you draw 4 cards and gain 3 energy. So I could just go... Tantrum and then Eruption, Consecrate. What's the other one called? Eruption, Consecrate, yeah, and then Fear No Evil, Tantrum. Those 4 cards. And draw all 4 of them again. Remembering card names is so hard. And upgrade Purity, get rid of 5 cards instead. Better than the other 2. And Abacus is here. And that will be my permanent block solution. Just in case the Talk to the Hand thing doesn't give me enough somehow. Every time I do the infinite thing, play Calm entry, Wrath entry with Rushdown in play, and shuffle my deck, I will gain 6 block, or 12 block even, if I have 2 Rushdowns in play. I'll try to shuffle twice. So very strong. I scry, I find Rushdown on top. And I just pass because I can. Play the other Rushdown. Purity away the burns and some bad cards. Play Tantrum. And we are off. Once again, this will be very quick. It's just dead. Found an anchor. It's pretty nice. It lets us play some cards on turn 1 for free. But yeah, there's no way to die in this fight. Luckily, I suppose. Although a bit sadly. Because we have a Lizard Tail. Or, yeah, Lizard Tail. And these cards suck. I skip. I don't... Fasting does nothing. I don't gain block by playing skills. And I don't need more damage. Because I have infinite damage. And all it does is give me 1 energy less per turn. And the other 2 didn't do anything. And so here, I'm having a look here. I'm considering I could have just like done anything here. But instead, I just decide to block enough to not break Lizard Tail and then pass. And then I win. So I take a lot of damage. It's fine. And then now we can just Purity all away all of the bad cards and win. Get rid of the slime, cause why not? And we draw with Inner Peace. Could have just played a Wrath card as well, but all the same. And we're gonna gain so much block. Make sure I leave in all the damage. I might continue playing cards just to gain block, but there's no need. And strength. Infinite block, infinite strength. I might do this for a bit. Okay, there we go. And then, oh, I actually, I knew that I couldn't use Fear No Evil in the Infinite, which would make it way faster, so I just pass. Make it faster for you guys. Attacking me again. Very fast Infinite. Only have to play like 6 cards. If I had Ice Cream, I would have like 50 energy right now also. Just doing everything. So strong. So a great example of where purity is also really, really nice. Wasn't necessary, but makes it just so easy. Shuriken getting me 113 strength that run, 4 per combat. That's pretty good. And yeah, very cool. 282 block from Abacus in just that small amount of time. And yeah, could have been a lot more, but we didn't have to play that many cards to kill the heart. So, very cool run, I would say. Very powerful, very easy win as the Watcher, demonstrating what she can do. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And as always, have a beautiful day.